Video game flash fiction. This is a timed writing game. I'm going to press this button, and within this amount of time, I'm going to take one of these Atari 2600 cartridges, slot it into this console, play the game, and within the time limit, write a flash fiction story that is intellectual property free. I will read it at the end, and maybe it'll make me smile. Maybe it won't. Because I'm doing a series on intellectual property dense games, I will not be rolling the dice to select this game today. This is the last game that I have. I've tested this game. I have not played this game, and this game today is going to be, yes, 007, James Bond. I have tested this thing to make sure it turns on. I know it does that at least. Hopefully it still does. Things that age like this sometimes don't age well. And for today's video game flash fiction story, guess what we got? We got some James Bond. Oh, I'm digging the sounds. That is fun. James Bond level novice. Okay, so I'm hoping. Let's see what the fuck? What is this? Okay, this is something. Like really, I don't. This is James Bond. Where's my gun? Where's my dude with the gun? Like, where's the dude with the gun? Oh, come on now. I gotta like jump and shoot. The diamonds in the sky. Oh, I wonder if this is like a mixture of all the James Bond intellectual properties in one. Diamonds are forever, right? In the sky. I don't know Sean Connery, James Bond well enough to know certain scenes of movies, but I do remember there was a movie where they go to a volcano, but they ran to it. They didn't drive to it. And if I remember my pop culture right, James Bond usually does have a car. When Roger Moore was James Bond, that car wasn't as big a feature, if I remember, because I grew up on Roger Moore being James Bond, not Sean Connery. And then, I had the Timothy Dalton experience, which was not a bad experience, a different Bond. Pierce Brosnan, Bond. Daniel Craig, Bond. I like Daniel Craig as Bond. I like that entire written franchise, the restart. I thought it was well done. Oh my God, now I'm oh my God, now I'm swimming. Okay, there's like, so this is just like your. Do I need to get water? I died. So the whole James Bond game for the Atari 2600. Yeah, everyone knows it. At least most people I know it. And that doesn't mean everybody, I suppose. It's a little arrogant of me. Oh, come on. Like, you're driving in a... What store is... Like, I'm driving in a car. This is not James Bond. What's the name is called? James Bond 007. How am I going to work around that intellectual property free? I mean, I've done it with other ones kind of good, but this is a little hard. Like, every single word in this is like I guess it's not as intellectually property dense as like Jedi. But, and this is not what I envisioned being the game. I really thought it was, because I'd seen the opening screen with the guy holding the gun. Was it P-38? I'd like to think, but I'm probably wrong on that. It's the James Bond gun. I thought I'd be running around shooting things, maybe like Elevator Action or one of those old school games. Keystone Cape or something. What if I go harder? Is that really going to be like a thing? Novice. I'm still a novice. I guess it rates you at the end. Can I go backwards? Like I shoot only at that angle. I'm trying to like do other things now. But I can only like shoot up. And it sounds like combat, some of these sounds. Like they're all lifted. Whoa, I didn't know I can do that. That's cool. I mean, it's not like even a car. It's not even a plane. It's like a hover thing. James Bond 007. What the hell story could this be? I can't even... What are those things flying above? I mean, those are helicopters, but those are like robots on platforms that are freaking huge. It just doesn't seem effective. And like there's fire everywhere. I'm on a green plane. It's like, am I in the pits of hell? What the hell's going on? What devious thing? Like I guess I could assume that this is some master plan and this is the aftermath and James Bond's trying to save the world. But if there is no James Bond, then I got to make up what that means. James Bond 007. Maybe I should write a file with the name in it so I can at least... Okay. Man, you can do some crazy stuff. So this is kind of like a short-term hover car, it feels like. I can't shoot those things. They just can kill me whenever they want. I'm still a novice. Okay. I'm going to pause for a moment. I'm going to go ahead and open up a file because we do have this time limit here. I'm going to make sure I do a thing. I use my visual editor to open up James Bond. Can I spell James Bond? Bond 007. I mean, that's what's on the cartridge. And then it has James Bond right there. We will open up this file. Yeah. James Bond. Dun, 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 in a car. What's James? What's Bond? What's 007? 07? 007? 07? It's the 07. So let's go. How do you spell hot? Not like I ought to do that, but like odd is 2 O's, like 30-06. Double ought, double ought, double ought, double ought, double ought, double ought. It's not ought. It's ought. I'm going to have to look at a search and return engine. I really need to know this in life right now. We're going to jam out to some dun 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 dun. Too bad I can't use the automatic. Maybe I'll use automatic and put the thing. So I'm looking up search and return engine. Okay, it is AUGHT. It's a 0 digit, right? So it's going to be double ought 7. Like a double ought 30-06 is a 30-06. It's a gun. It's a very powerful gun. Okay, so it was double ought 7. Then how do I write out James Bond? Like one of the most famous character names in existence. That has spawned countless knockoffs. But I suppose at least intellectual property free. They didn't use the name James Bond. Ian Fleming was the writer, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe hopefully not mixing that up right now. And now I'm in a car, driving and shooting. Although it's just like I want that game right there. That pose, that dude. I also wish this would have worked on my digital device, but it's kind of fun bringing out the analog version of the Atari to get it to work. That's why this is the old school. The double aught. Did I delete that? Double aught 7. The double aught 7. The double aught James Bond. James Bond. I mean, this is, oh man, I don't need another one of those stories. But that would be perfect for this story. And what I mean by perfect, like, the last name is a verb I could use. So I got to have someone named James bond with the thing. And would it be bonding with the car? I've had that story written a couple ways already recently to try to work around writing the intellectual property free version of Star Trek, which will be appearing in a book. Probably along with this story if it turns out to be decent. Who knows? In something like this. But this is a novella called Homebrew Revolution. This more like this book because this is a collection of fiction stories. My first one for video game flash fiction. This is called Life, subtitled. It's just not on the cover. That spoke out loud, and we'll move on with the next thought. Well, I got the double aught 7. So let's just make sure I complete this word right here. The double aught 8, the double aught 7, the double aught 7. Okay, the double aught 7 drives James bonded with the double aught 7. With the double aught 7. I gotta capitalize these things. This is the name of the car, the brand name, the double aught 7. James bonded with James Bond, double aught 7. I mean, that's a subject verb object. James Bond 007. Double aught 7. Double aught. We can at least sort of write that away by renaming the structure, using a different label for that number. It represents nothing. James Bond with the double aught 7. James bonded with a double aught 7. Okay, so who's James? Why are they bonding? And how is this not an action film? Why are we driving? So we at least I got an opening. I got a way to be able to maybe start scrubbing away the intellectual property. Because we got James, who's bonded with the double aught 7, and we're flying the double aught 7 right now, and we just died. Like, where are we? I mean, we got like hellfire, and we got helicopters I can't kill, and things that fly, and the only thing I could shoot diamonds in the sky. Lucy, and now I'm thinking a Beatles song. I guess maybe it's a United Kingdom, whatever. Man, this just sucks. Oh, come on. Like, what the point? I guess I did get in the water, right? So this is maybe they're testing. Man, I don't need another. I'm testing a machine to do a thing. I've got like at least tens, maybe. Out of the 100 or so, 100, I think it's up to at least 150 of these stories I've written for video game flash fiction, where they bond with like machine or some. I mean, they're doing a test drive. I can't make it about spies, right? Like, and would I know this? If I like came into this, yeah, I mean, that dude looks like he's ready for action. Although that 007 looks like there also could be in a spacesuit. And maybe, well, that wouldn't be worth the intellectual property of James Bond. He's been to space more than once. At least once in Moonraker. I don't know. Has there been a where he's like fighting in space? Because in Moonraker, they like had a space fight between the evil people and Her Majesty's Secret Service into space. It's incredible. Incredible. And now I got to think of James Bond. James Bond. James bonded with the 007. Driving on the like this is where's now I mean I get that. Okay, so we got the witty way to right away, but what the hell's going on here? This is pretty intense. Like I don't have the instructions. Even if I did, I wouldn't read them. That's part of the game. And we got like a machine that it's kind of a hovercraft, I would call it, and then it can go into the water. It can't necessarily swim, but it can be it can go under a couple 100 feet. Not far enough away, of course, to protect you from the bullets that can shoot through the water. And then there's, in this level, before you even get to the water, there's diamonds in the sky. What the fuck are those? And then these pits of fire, and then these, like, laser shooting helicopters. Not only to mention that, like, what the hell are those things? They look to me like a robot with a lance, a big robot, bigger than your car. So I gotta at least name these three things right here. And there's fire. Fire, 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 fire everywhere. Level novice. Okay, come on, James Bond. James Bond. James Bond, 07. James bonded with the 007. What did, while driving it? I mean, you can't get rid of the car. And if I came into this not knowing what James Bond was, what 007 was, I wouldn't really know what's going on. I'm introduced to this scene where it says James Bond, some dude holding a gun, and then all of a sudden I'm in a car. I suppose that's where the instructions help you fill that gap between a splash screen to what the whole plot of the story is. James Bond with the 007 while driving. Maybe, well, I mean, I've done that during the past, and maybe I'll do that now. Let's make it political. Hell yeah. Yeah. That's what I'll do. All right, so thoughts in mind one. It'll be on Iran. James Bond with the 007 while driving in Iran. Let's do that. I know. Entertainment and politics shouldn't mix, but that's all I am. Entertainment and politics. As far as expression these days. So let's entertain and get political. We're going to be in Iran. James bonded with the 007 while driving in Iran on the United States. Government bomb the land for peace. The United States bomb their land for peace. Disrupting the peace. What's James's role? James, I mean, they got an incredible car. And so I would imagine here that they're going to be, I mean, that's where I'm kind of a little bit lost, to be honest. What's their purpose being in Iran right now? And not be spy. If it was the normal James Bond, I could relatively probably easily think of a flash fiction story and write something about a spy inside of Iran before the bombing, during the bombing, or after the bombing. Just write a lot of flash fiction stories. And it's James Bond. I'd be pulling from intellectual property and using that like it's be squeezing the juice out of that one. But it's just a dude named James, and he's bonded with his 007. Maybe it's future family wagon. They're gonna go on a family tour. James and the family. And the 006. The 007. And my nose itches. One moment. Excuse me. James and the family rented the 007 for their family, for their vacation in Iran. Planned a year before the bombing. What should be the diamonds in the sky? And what are they shooting? Are they shooting U.S.? No. I mean, they got to be shooting a thing. So put this in Iran. There's got to be things in the sky where they're just going to shoot random stuff. It'd be drones. Drones make more sense. Maybe drones will come after them and they don't know whose drones they are. Everybody's drones are just bombing. Because, that's how you be peace through war. Yeah. That always works. I suppose if you eliminate entire, the entire enemy, maybe you'll get peace. But you won't. You'll never will. Once you start killing a thing, controlling a thing, it gets obsessive and people think that it just becomes their nature. And I think our nature is there right now. And it ain't going to stop. There's too much. There's too much. So James and the family rented the 007 for their vacation in Iran, planned a year before the United States started bombing. It states and Israel. Israel bombed the land for peace. For peace and real estate opportunities. James thought he overpaid for the 007 combat. With the combat package. And custom weapons. I mean, that thing's like a cannon too. And custom rocket shooter. To destroy drones. And try to shoot incoming missiles. I always forget how to spell missiles, to be honest. Missiles. I always drop the I. There's two I's in missiles. I hope. I've misspelled it that many times that I have my doubts. Custom rockets shoot, destroy drones, and try to shoot incoming missiles. Didn't think we'd need these. What's the gender of the partner? James is James because, well, I need someone to be named James. 4, it's a male. It is partner, Frank. Watching smoke rise from fire from spawn schools and bridges. Back their daughter watching smoke rise from bomb schools and bridges. James bonded, started bombing the land for peace. We just need to make it. We just need to make it to the border. Man, my God. A drone hovers above. Falls from the sky. Not the double agent. Double lot. 7. James flips the trigger cover and presses the red button. The red trigger button. James flips the trigger cover and presses the red trigger button. James flips the trigger cover and presses the red trigger button. Launching a bullet drone. As the bullet drone flies. Did I name the daughter? I just said daughter. Daughter, what? What's the daughter's name? I didn't roll. Did I roll? I don't know. I'm just going to make it the daughter. Daughter. Something with a T. Because I'm looking at a T. Tanya. Her daughter Tanya watching smoke rise. Tanya shouts. James watches the path of the drone of their drone bullet launch collide with a huge drone flying above. What does she shout? There's a fire. There's a hole. Fire. Move. What's James? James sees the crater, the bomb crater, spewing. We gotta get some gas, right? Some spewing, shooting fire from man. James sees the bomb crater, shooting fire. I should probably put a comma right there. Should probably do that. I'm gonna do that. Shooting fire from the damaged pipe. James sees the bomb crater, shooting fire from the damaged pipe, oil pipe. He presses the jump button, the red jump button. Thrusters and thrusters below the car launch to the sky. Pushing. Pushing themselves higher. Over the hole. And closer to a helicopter. Shooting. Randomly between the car lands, the Yacht 6, the double Yacht 6 lands with a thud. Tanya peers out the window. At the landscape of burning roads and homes. And the border of Iran, a few hops away. Ooh, Frank. Do I have another Frank? I do. I feel like I've got a story with Frank in it. More than one, but recently. Frank covers his ears. All right, so let's play this again. We'll spend time. I don't know if we need the entire hour. All right, so this is crazy though. Like, so that'd be the bomb. That's the drones bombing things. And we got this double Ot 7, which is a car that they rented to be able to get out of Iran. And it's got some protective device. Like, I can shoot diamonds. I'm not sure what that's going to represent in the story, because that's really the only thing I can shoot. At least I've been able to destroy, but who knows? Maybe. And it's got that problem. If I go to the edge of the screen here, I can't jump forward really. I hit like this invisible wall, so I should stay right here. Like, how do I kill these things? Isn't that the point? I gotta get the diamonds. It's always a diamond rush. Stupid diamonds. I mean, really, they're kind of stupid. Like, why are they worth anything? Why is gold worth anything, for that matter? Because we say it does. Because it's precious. It can't even do a thing better than another thing, but yet we highly rate it as much as we do. Such is life. All right, James Bond. Let's play this again. I don't know. This is crazy. It's crazy because it's like... All right. I guess I gotta shoot diamonds. Like that's because I'm really trying to shoot the other things. So in the game, there's got to be something that. What does that represent? The diamonds, the big diamonds in the sky. I just keep on having the Beatles song, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Diamonds are forever. I'm sorry, I had to do that. It just came into my mind. And the song too. I've actually, see, and then we go water, man. That's what's going to happen. They go into the ocean somehow. Like, I guess they go into the Strait of Hormuz. Oh boy. Let's do that. That's where they're going. I mean, that's where they're at right now. They go into the Strait. Frank covers his ears. Where are we going? The border is bombed. James cranks the wheel of the car. From the road and toward a cliff. Tanya glares out the window and sees Tanya glares out the window. That's a start of something. And sees the cliff and the horizon of water. Says Jane grips the steering wheel, holding the car path straight against the rubble and the ground, then open ground to a cliff. Now I gotta try to do another thing. What is the I'm looking up the river name. The Strait of Hormuz is narrow and the virtual maritime choke point. Yes, that's fine. I don't know the name. What the hell is the river again? The new United States River. The Strait of Hormuz. It's a waterway. Okay, well, let's use that. A cliff, then the open ground to a cliff. in the waters of the Strait of Hormuz. The car launches. James presses the red button. Presses the jump pedal. I think the jump would be like a pedal, right? And launches the car into the sky and over the water. James seen the videos of the OT-7, the double OT-7, diving, swimming, driving in water, in and on water. He read Consumer Reports about how fun it was to drive the OT-7 in water, with mixed reviews of the OT-7 sinking in water. James shouted, said, "Ready for a swim?" Frank said no. Says no. Oh, I went past tense right there. I'll have to get a present. Yes. That's my girl. A drone fires a rocket at the car as it splashes into the water. And the drone fires a rocket at the car as it splashes into the water. As the car. A drone fires a rocket at the car as the car splashes into the water. And fun times ensue. And dives. Frank points at the sunroof, dripping water, while it. Because there was and this was, I guess, probably, when was this? Is there a copyright on this thing? Because, even I guess I'm thinking now there was the James Bond movie, which one was that? For Your Eyes Only. For Your Eyes Only had was it a Lotus? I don't know. It was one of those fancy 70s, 80s foreign cars that were really aerodynamic. But this one, you could, it had the capability of being a underwater, like, personal submarine too. You remember the scene of them driving out of the water on some beach, And if I remember right, like the wheels rolled in and then propellers came out and everything went. Yeah, well, I got 50. I'm still a novice. Like, I don't know how many points I need to be able to be not a novice, a knight. A knight? I guess you get knighted, right? A squire. They should do squire next. Like some medieval hierarchy. Frank points at the sunroof dripping while the wheel turns. Propellers along the bumper. Guiding the car through the straight. Above, drones, planes, and ships drop bombs. For war. Is that how it's going to end? They're going to live. Should they die? Let's roll the dice. Let's do that. That's gamifying it. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to need the entire 43 minutes to finish this story. I'm going to play the game a little bit more. Let's roll the dice. Maybe they die. Maybe they get bombed. Should have planned their vacation just a little bit better. So basically, you got to get all the way back. Like, I should have shot that thing. Why wasn't I... What? I got... Is up? Is up jump? Up is jump. Not the red button. Red button's fire. Up is jump. And I gotta go back, because the fuck you. I should get, like, points for jumping over a big crater. I don't get points for shooting diamonds. That's, like, kind of lame. Just gotta say that. I guess I destroy the blood diamond. Oh, James Bond. James bonded with the OT-7. The double OT-7. Above, drones and planes and ships drop bombs for war. Where's my dice? They live or die. 1 through 3 they live. 4 through 6 they die. 5 they die. Wow. Well, I guess we have tragedy today. War is that way. Above, drones and rain drop bombs for war. Drop bombs. Killing kid soldiers. And destroying ships. Spreading oil. The world. Waterway. Deeper, James guides the double OT-6 into the river waters. Deeper, James guides the double OT-6 into the river waters. The strait, into the waters. Watching water fill the car. Bullets and mines sink and float above. Frank says, "We won't make it. to the ocean at the rate water is filling the car. Tanya nods. James says, how do they die? Do they drown by drowning, or they die by getting bombed? They die by needing to go to the surface. We'll make it. As a depth charge. Depth charge, depth charge, right? Like it at a certain depth, it triggers the bullet or the bomb to pressure. Depth charge. I don't know. I'm probably using that term wrong, but explosive triggers. That's it. That's my story for today. Yeah, well, hey, James Bond. James bonded. And James unbonded with the... I mean, I already got a way to be able to possibly... like James Bond 006. I don't know. This is like, you want to stay back. I mean, you want to shoot the diamonds for reasons. I just don't understand the diamond shooting. Aside from a video story creator's knowledge of James Bond in the movie Diamonds Are Forever, and needing something for this car to shoot that is not helicopters, because I can only shoot, this is like a diamond shooter. The 007's got an upgrade in the reality. Like I can shoot diamonds. Let's see. Ooh, I like the jump and shoot. Oh, come on now. I got one more life. All right. Let's try to get 250. I keep trying to shoot those, and I shouldn't. And I can notice that the controls on this thing is pretty good. Like I can hover. I mean, I guess if I had this car, it'd be a really cool feature. All right, so this is where we're in the Strait of Hormuz, and I just died. That's the story. I do enjoy the sound. I wish this was a Running Man with a Gun game. But the story was found, and I don't think I really feel like I want to continue or need to continue on with it. It's got the beginning, it's got the end, it's got the name. James Bond 007. James Bond 007. I should say out loud, this is video game flash fiction. Story inspired by the game called James Bond with the letters 007. James bonded with the 007 while driving in Iran while the United States government bombed their land for peace after the United States government started bombing the land for peace. "We need to make it to the border," said James. James and the family rented the double lot 7 for their vacation in Iran, planned a year before the United States and Israel bombed the land for peace and real estate opportunities. James thought he overpaid for the double lot 7 with the combat package and custom rocket shooting to destroy drones and try to shoot the incoming missiles. Didn't think we'd need these, said James to his partner Frank, who looked back at their daughter Tanya, watching smoke rise from bomb schools and bridges. A drone falls from the sky at the double lot 7. James flips the trigger button and presses the red trigger button, launching a bullet to the drone in the sky. As the bullet drone flies, Tanya shouts while James watches the back of their drone bullet collide with a huge drone flying above. "There's a hole in the road! Fire, James!" shouts Tanya. James sees the bomb crater shooting fire from a damaged oil pipe. He presses the jump button and thrusts the stick up. Thrusters below the car launch the car to the sky over the hole and closer to the helicopter that's shooting randomly at buildings. The double lot 6 lands with a thud. Tanya peers out the window at the landscape of burning roads and homes in the border of Iran, a few hops away. Frank covers his ears. "We're going to bomb the border." James cranks the wheel of the car from the road and toward a cliff. Tanya glares out the window and sees a cliff and the horizon of water. James grips the steering wheel while holding the car path against the rumble of rubble, then open ground to a cliff and the waters of the Strait of Hormuz. James presses the jump pedal and launches the car in the sky over the water. James seen the videos of the double lot 7 driving in and on water. He read reports and reviews about how fun it was to drive the Yacht 7 in the water, with mixed reviews of the Yacht 7 sinking in water. James says, "Ready for a swim?" Frank says, "No," while Tanya smiles. "Yes." "That's my girl," says James. The drone fires a rocket at the car as the car splashes in the water and dives. Frank points at the sunroof dripping while the wheel turns into propellers along the bumper, guiding the car through the strait. Above, drones and planes and ship bombs, killing kid soldiers and destroying ships and spreading oil throughout the world waterway. Deeper, James guides the double lot 6 into the water, double lot 7 into the water, watching water fill the car and view the bullets and mines sink and float above. Frank says, "We won't make the ocean at the water coming in, filling the car." Tanya nods. James says, "We'll make it," as a depth charge explodes and triggers above the car. Well, a video game flash fiction for the day. Yeah, well, what's on my mind? Editing that story, there's lots of mistakes. I end up calling it double lot 6, probably for 30-06. It just triggers that memory. It's also a gun, so probably just wound into what I'm writing as a story. Write a story inspired by now. Well, it was fun revisiting this console. It's old. I'm gonna turn the game off. And with time left, that was video game flash fiction for the day. I suppose my only parting words would be there's got to be better ways.